Hello, Collective, and happy Wednesday. It's your Ghoul Essence, and I'm here to deliver your daily message. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me. I won't take up too much of your time. We're going to just jump into the messages. So, when I was pulling for the other collective on TikTok, I did pull messages for essentially, and I actually pulled this card, Love Bombed. I pulled messages essentially saying that you guys are going through a time loop. You could be experiencing deja vu, which was another card I pulled in this deck. You could be experiencing a feeling of deja vu. You could feel like you are going through a time loop. You're experiencing a period right now that is essentially a repeat of something that you've gone through before. And you're kind of locked in, keeping your head in the game, being on your P's and Q's because you know what comes right after you're through. I'm hearing through with this. So you know what comes right after you're through with this. And you could be rejecting certain people that are reappearing in this period of this, whatever this is, because you know that they're here to kind of throw you off your square, knock you off your game, get you off your path. And you're not, hidden agenda came out, you're not falling for the okie doke, which is something I said. So let's pull these messages and get into the reading. I'm also hearing corrected and controlling a narrative. So this could be a time for you to actually get some things in check, control a narrative, correct a narrative. I'm hearing course correct. You could have had some people like, spinning a narrative about you, and I'm hearing beating you down, beating you into silence. You could have felt like you never actually had a chance to like speak up or get something in check. You could have had a lot of people with Vessel being here. You are what you see in others. You could have had a lot of people painting you out to be the villain in this situation, but I was really trying to say paint you out to be like, what they actually are, if that makes sense. Like you could have had a lot of people projecting onto you what they are actually doing in the situation. You could have had a lot of people spinning a story and saying like, something crazy like the collective beat me up and took my shoes and like, kidnapped my dog. And you're like, what the hell? You did that. I didn't do that. Like, it could have been some real crazy things. I'm hearing crazy lies being spread about you in these streets. I'm hearing in these streets. So in these streets, like you could have had stories getting back to you about like, things that you didn't do. And again, like you could have really felt like you really were being beaten down or beaten down into submission, or like I'm hearing into submission. Like you could have felt like, like you just had to kind of sit down or sit back and take some things. I'm hearing out of control. Like you really could have felt like you had no control in situations. Some of these stories could have been being spread to kind of force you into a situation where you have no control over, I'm hearing, your image or your life. Some of the people reaching out to you may, which is really funny on TikTok, I literally said jump scare. Some of the people that are reaching out to you or that will be reaching out to you may kind of appear out of the blue, and I'm hearing abnormal, or it may be a bit of a jump scare. And with quintessential, if it seems odd, seek compassion. If it seems perfect, be patient. You are being advised to kind of not react. Like with hidden agenda being here and this card, you are being advised to really just play your cards right. Sit back and allow some people to show their hand, reveal themselves. Don't be too quick to react. Like if somebody reached out to you and it's someone that you're like, I can't wait to have words with this person, don't be too quick to say anything. Just kind of, I'm hearing, play the game, or just allow someone to play into your hand. Which is really funny. At the bottom of the deck, you do have all communication is a gamble. How best can you load your dice? So it's not to say that every person that's reaching out to you is here with a trick up their sleeve. Again, if it seems odd, seek compassion, because you do have, if it works, it's a cure. Some of the people that are reaching out to you really are like, some people are reaching out with new eyes. I'm hearing new eyes. They could be reaching out with an apology or an olive branch. I'm hearing olive branch. So there could be some people with elixir. If it works, it's a cure. They could have gone on their own journey, their own path, and like, had some, I'm hearing, enlightenment, awakening. And if it works, whatever worked for them, whatever they went through, if it worked, it cured them, whatever. I'm hearing good for you, happy for you. So, just allow some people to play into your, I keep hearing play into your hand, whatever that means. If it works for them, like I'm hearing, it may be healing for you. Some people may be reaching out with a trick up their sleeve. Others may be reaching out with genuine communication. I'm hearing some things you need to hear. Some things may actually be like, to your advantage. So that could be the playing into your hand. Some people may be reaching out with like communication that could be to your advantage, or there may be some, like I'm hearing, some truth in the pudding, some proof in the pudding, also some proof. So there may be some proof. I don't know what the fuck that means, but yeah, don't be too quick to react is basically what that is for you to hear. You also have hodgepodge, including everything creates nothing, draw a line somewhere, which, like I said in the earlier reading that I posted, the most important thing here, you guys are going through some kind of repeat of a previous pattern. And I think I said earlier, you know what comes after this. So ultimately, you guys are locked in and really remaining focused in this time period. So ultimately, it's not a time for you to kind of allow yourself to get swooped up in the influx of communication that you are receiving. It's not a time for you to be over here, like, you know, allowing people to tug on your emotions and tug on your heartstrings, because that results in you having less for yourself when you get to the end goal of whatever this, you know, time period. I'm hearing in between period. So whatever this in between period you're in right now, you know, whatever this time period you're in right now is. So let's pull some tarot. Oh. And speaking of in-between periods, you do have this King of Pentacles on its side. And again, I do feel like you guys, I'm in between blessings. You guys know that you are going through some kind of time loop. You could truly feel like you are shedding one timeline and moving into another. And going back to deja vu earlier, again, you could truly feel like you've been here before. You know what comes after this season, and you are really just needing to protect yourself. And protecting yourself could be just a simple thing of protecting your energy and conserving your energy. And again, the King of Pentacles doesn't have to do with money. It could just be conserving your stability. And conserving your stability could just be conserving your energy, conserving your mental stability. You could be sleeping a lot more and just not making yourself available. You have no time to communicate with all the people popping up from your past right now because you're busy sleeping. And I am tying that into speak up. You have expressing needs, defending yourself, courage to confront. Your voice matters. Which is really funny. At the bottom of the deck, you do have ghosted. Sudden disappearance without explanation, left hanging, seen but ignored, abrupt silence. And it's really funny because underneath that, you do have toxic love, pain disguised as passion, addictive patterns, harmful attachment, can't live without. And underneath that, you do have money moves, smart decisions, strategic investments, building wealth, making my money work. And you also have behind the mask, hidden emotions, concealing true self, afraid to show reality, no one sees the real me. So again, you guys are truly going through some type of transition, and you do have people popping up. I do feel like you are kind of, I'm hearing the sound of like brakes being pumped. So I do feel like you guys are just pumping the brakes on a lot of people that are popping up from the past, because you're seeing right through the BS. And some people are not necessarily, you know, approaching you with BS. Again, some people could have shedded their toxic ways, but ultimately your eyes are on the prize. So you don't really, I'm hearing you're keeping things brief, you're keeping things short, or you're just keeping things on scene. All right. You got the Eight of Wands upright. Again, a lot of communication. This could also just be you moving from one timeline to the next timeline. It's so funny. I love that. I am hearing F Love by Trippie Redd. So you guys could really just be like, you know, even if you are allowing some people to communicate with you, you could be like, you know, I'm hearing thanks, but no thanks. You could be hearing some people out, and once you allow someone to say their piece, I'm imagining, or I'm seeing that episode of Arrested Development where Tobias is like, and scene. Like the minute someone's just like, you know, done saying their piece, you probably are just like, thanks, but no thanks. Pack it up. Get them out of here. Like you may feel like, again, love that for you. Thank you for healing. Thank you for coming back and saying what you got to say, but I really don't trust it, or I just don't really care for it. Like you really are not. With the moon upright being clarified by the Empress in reverse, you could truly feel like, you know, people had the chance to do right by you. People had the chance to experience you, but they didn't really handle you correctly. You could feel like, I'm hearing too risky. You could really feel like it is too risky to go down that road again with certain people. The Eight of Wands upright being clarified by the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Eight of Wands. Sorry. The Eight of Wands upright being clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You could truly feel like a lot of people are only coming in because they see that you are shifting timelines. You are no longer, I'm hearing, no longer available. You're going through some kind of change. And this is you feeling like, you know, you don't want to, even if it's not you having any physical pentacles, it could just be a thing of people not wanting you to be a new version of yourself where you have stronger boundaries. You see the version of you that people always saw. Like this is one of those things where people just don't want you to no longer like be the old version of you, even if it's not you being a rich and famous person, or like, you know, you being a famous model or something. I feel like this is just you being a more stable version of you, whatever that means. This is people trying to catch you before you leave. which is bringing me to the sun upright being clarified by the Three of Wands in reverse. I am taking this as, again, you guys finally seeing this sun. Like, you guys finally seeing, I'm hearing the forest before the trees. You guys finally see the forest before the trees. You guys finally see the sun. I'm hearing I saw the signs. I opened up my eyes. I saw the signs. You guys are finally seeing it. You guys are finally experiencing it. And I do feel like you're not all the way there with this King of Pentacles on its side, but with the King of Wands in the reverse, I do feel like you know it's coming. You're kind of just, like I said earlier on TikTok, you're kind of in a waiting room right now. You're just in the waiting room. You're just chilling. It's like when you're at the doctor's office and you're waiting for your name to be called. You're just kind of waiting for your name to be called. With the Page of Swords in reverse and the Three of Swords in reverse and the Page of Wands upright, you're not over here like being impatient. You're just kind of sitting here, legs kicked up. You're like, I know my time is coming. And in the meantime, I'm not going to fall for, you know, my ex hitting me up, my old friend hitting me up, my old relative hitting me up. I'm not falling for that. I'm not going to backslide into anything that I'm leaving behind. I'm leaving it behind, and I'm going to just wait for these doors to open and accept my new reality. So with that being said, I will see y'all next time. Thank you for sticking with me. I cannot wait to see this channel grow because I know it will. Love you guys. See y'all later.